một vị đại diện, một vị diễn giả người nước ngoài sẽ chia sẻ tiếp theo với lại tất cả quý vị. Xin được mời sẽ cùng chung trong chủ điểm này luôn quý vị nhé, về AI, Gen AI và cách mà AI và Gen AI đang định hình lại cách thức hoạt động của các doanh nghiệp theo góc nhìn của chuyên gia. Xin được mời Mr. Yu Dong Won, the Managing Director and Partner Head of BCG Vietnam, Head of Boston Consulting Vietnam. Mr. Yu Dong Won, a big hand to welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Xin chào các anh chị. My name is Il Dong Kwon. I'm Managing Director and Partner from BCG Vietnam. I've been working in professional consulting for the last 20 years across 20 different countries, and I've decided to settle in Vietnam. So I've been working in Vietnam over the last 5 years, helping the leading corporates and governance for their strategy and transformations and implementation of the key initiative. I think there has been very good coverage of this topic from the last 3 speakers on AI. What I will be talking about today is more focused on the global trends and how the global companies are adopting this AI in their day-to-day operations, and how they actually generate the revenue and achieve the operational excellency, the saving the cost, and the reshaping their companies. BCG, Boston Consulting Group, we are the global leading company for strategy consulting. We have 36,000 employees around the world, helping the leading corporates. So we can consider all the big global names, the Fortune 500 companies as our global clients. So let me quickly talk about the current trends, and I'll skip some pages because it's well covered by the previous speakers. So we certainly see that there are a lot of important themes, right, when it comes to the innovations and the digital and transformations. People talk about data center. We talk about augmented reality, extended reality. We talk about cybersecurity, blockchain, and so on. Where we really believe the theme which will reshape the world is what we call as a Gen AI and predictive AI. So I will use a slightly different word and terminology compared to the trusting social. So we in BCG we use the predictive AI and the Gen AI as a terminology. So what we see is certainly since the launch of the ChatGPT, AI topic is recreating a very immense excitement, right? And we see that a lot of global CEO and regional CEO and local CEOs talking about this Gen AI topic, right? Especially since the launch of the ChatGPT. And we have done our analysis, BCG have done our global analysis on how those companies who are adopting the Gen AI topics versus others, how they create different outcome. Right? So the company who are more actively adopting the Gen AI, we see over the last 3 years that the 2.6 times of the revenue growth and 38% of the EBIT growth, and much faster increasing market share, and also the customer satisfaction as well. I'll cover some of the case study later. And last year was, even for our global company, was more of experiment when ChatGPT launched. A lot of experiment, like understanding what Gen AI can do and what Gen AI cannot do. And Gen AI, consider Gen AI as a maybe far away, shining topics and focus on some of the productivity topics. What we see this year is different, right? We see a much bigger adoption of the Gen AI topics in their transformations, in their operations, and also adopting both the predictive AI and Gen AI especially in the service side of the value chain, and it creates the entire operation and the functions of those corporates. And in BCG view, predictive AI and Gen AI, they coexist. Right? This is the left brain and right brain of our human. Right? So predictive AI is our left brain. This really helps, as well explained by Trust in Social. It really helps and improve the decision makings. Right? Trust in Social talk about the credit scores. Right? This is a great example of decision making. Really understanding the true insight of the data and the human behaviors and the industry. Right? So it's kind of more logical side. Right? Gen AI is more the right brain. Right? It's really about creating the contents, right? Creating the visual impacts. It's really about creating the good quality of the conversations and the contents, and it has different impact. So predictive AI, in our view, impacts probably 5% of the people and tasks, whereas Gen AI will impact 50% of the people and tasks, including some of your work as well. So this covers the different sides of the brain, and it coexists, and then it creates the different level of adoptions and the synergies. So I'll talk about sorry for the font is quite small here, right? There are so many applications for the AI, right? Both the predictive AI and Gen AI across the different value chain, right? From the research, I think Qualcomm talked about the R&D side, the marketing, the sales, the supply chain operations, the customer supports, the legal side, the finance and human resource management. We see quite a amazing level of the adoption in the global companies on the Gen AI. And it creates actual impacts. So for example, many of our global leading clients in the world, marketing side, 40 to 6% uplift of their campaign click-through, right? So when you launch the campaign, you measure how many people click the campaign, and then read the contents, and then think about this offer, right? The marketing cost is reduced by 20% by adopting the Gen AI. And also, when it comes to specific content creation, we see 95% of the cost reduction. I think you have probably seen the OpenAI's latest video, the create, which was quite sensational a few months ago, right? The quality of the video can be created by a few minutes, as per our traditional video content creator will take probably a few days to create, right? The customer service, this is one of the highest adoption area of the Gen AI topic, where we see probably 10x lower of cost of conversation than the human agent, right? In the past, when we call the banks, like say especially like Citibanks or the Standard Chartered, HSBC, when you call their call center, you're not sure whether those agents where those agents live, right? Do they live in India? Do they live in Philippines? Do they live in the other countries? When I talk to those agents now, I'm not sure whether I'm talking to the Gen AI or the human being, right? Because those banks, I know, because they're our clients, they're adopting the Gen AI, right? Those banks and the insurance company and other companies, when they come to the customer interaction and service, even in the phone call, they adopt the Gen AI. We talk about the support function. I'm not going to go through all the details, but in summary, we see huge level of the productivity, cost saving, and operational excellencies across different value chain of our corporates. I'll go through sector by sector quickly. As again, I have a bit of limited time. I can talk about this for half day, whole day. But let me quickly go through how each industry is adopting, right? With some examples. And these are all of our BCG clients. So UBS, one of the leading banks in the world, they adopted AI for loan processing, right? Where we see six times bigger efficiencies. JP Morgan, interestingly, they adopted Gen AI for their legal documentations and also extracting the important clause, right? When you look at legal document, they're like 30-page, 40-page document, right? It helps to identify the critical, potentially controversial clause, and also looking at the past history of the similar contracts, right? BOA, used historical data to identify the predicted investors who could participate in their ECM deals, right? ECM, DCM deals. And then also Santander and all other leading global banks and the financial institutions adopt the Gen AI in real time. The retail companies, we see them both adopting the predictive AI and also the Gen AI, right? So for them to understand, let's say, the store locations, let's say convenience store or supermarket, where is the right store location, they use the predictive AI, right, to identify most optimized store location across the city, across the nations, to maximize their the revenue and also some of the logistics and the cost perspective, right? They adopted dynamic pricing and also the offer for their on using the predictive AI. Right? When they launch a new product, they adopt the predictive AI. When it comes to Gen AI, what they use is how they personalize the offer to the customers. They use the Gen AI. When they create the marketing campaign, marketing contents, old days probably they adopt the marketing agencies, but now they can get a lot of support from the Gen AI for their marketing campaign. So we use the leading companies adopt the both predictive AI and Gen AI for their day-to-day life. So another global examples on the biopharma companies, right? What we see, excuse me, what we see, how they adopting the Gen AI and the predictive AI is, some of their pilot process when they design the some of the research or they're launching the marketing, and also some of the what we call lighthouse approach, across the different functions of the HR and research and operations, and also the employee engagement. They use the different level of the technology on the Gen AI, and also they have a lot of different products and the medicine solutions. And what we see is they use both the predictive and Gen AI topics to really optimize their next development or the research of the solutions. Right? So when it comes to commercial side, the research side, we see 20 to 30 and 20 to 40% of the efficiency gains in terms of time to market, in terms of the campaign, in terms of the engagement with their retailers and their distribution channels. We also see that in the manufacturing side, this is example of the automobile, the car industry manufacturer, how they gain the efficiencies from the procurement, this entire value chain, right? The procurement, the supply chain management, right? The offer, when they offer their products, their car, how do you make our offer much more attractive to the competitors? And also the internal knowledge navigation. There's a lot of patent, a lot of technology, how they navigate internal knowledge. They use the Gen AI topic. When I was talking to organizer, the organizer also asked me how BCG is adopting the Gen AI. Gen AI is one of the 2 topics which we really over-invest in the global BCG level. So Gen AI is one topic. The next topic, second topic is green, the climate sustainability. This is where BCG is heavily investing. So we have done our, the consultants, our life. How do they spend their time, right? In terms of their day-to-day operations, a lot of time is spent for the writing the output, right? The PowerPoint, right? The meetings and calls, analyzing data. So we have, like, we understand where our consultants spend their time and how we can save the, their efficiencies, right? And we have looked through all the available AI technology in the world, and we have adopted some of them. So for example, what we call Dexter is PowerPoint Create, right? Initially, it was really human writing all the PowerPoint. We do believe that some of the contents, AI can write a good draft of the PowerPoint, including the graph, right? If you look at the PowerPoint, the graph, Excel graph, it takes a lot of actually manual work to find the right kind of the angle, right cut of the analysis. This can help. Our knowledge research, we do adopt the AI. And also, the building software, we also have a software development arm of the BCG. So the software development, the coding side, we adopt the Gen AI in our daily life. So we do believe that probably within next 1-2 years, we can create the same level of the output with a 20% less resource. So probably last page to cover, right, what that means to Vietnam, right? I think we have some challenges, right, to acknowledge that our Gen AI. Everyone talk about Gen AI, but when it comes to the actual implementation, adoption, there are a few challenges we see, right? Despite the ambition we have for the Gen AI. The first one is the language model. The language model, we have a constraint compared to English, Spanish, even Japanese, right? So how, so they result in limited data training, right? So that's the one angle we need to overcome. The second one is the where we still need to improve ourselves, is and also the challenges is the regulation and the data privacy, right? The data maturity is still challenged in some of the organizations we work with, because we have a lot of conversation with the leading corporates of the Vietnam. And also, this is very critical issues, is the talent, right? So talent for Gen AI is probably the most expensive resource in the world now, right? And this is not just industry competition, this is cross-industry competition, this is cross-country competition to adopt the good talent on the Gen AI side, where we certainly should leverage some of the vendors and partners, including social, and there are a lot of good vendors and partners and consulting firms available, right? And there's big one, boutique firms, right? But I think that the talent will be always the key challenge for us to overcome. Last one is some of the investment. Again, we don't need to boil the ocean. We don't need to make a huge investment. Our general recommendation is starting with a good use case, right? Pilot-based use case, start with one use case, maybe 3 use cases per year, to really understand what this can do and what are the internal capability to build up for us to really adopt and make a maximum impact of the Gen AI. So this is my last page of the presentation. Thank you very much for your time today, and thank you for all the organizers and the People's Committee to invite us and invite BCG for this important topic. Thank you very much.
Chúng tôi xin được cảm ơn Mr.